The time rifts of patch 10.1.5 see us visiting several alternative timelines. In the Warlands, the war between the Alliance and Horde never rested, and the two factions never found moments of peace. All the timelines we encounter during time rifts have histories very different to our own, but the Warlands is particularly interesting because it's possible to discover two lore books detailing the exact events that led to the world's current state. Most of the history is detailed in the Oil-Soaked logbook, which can be found in the floor of the Alliance airship after defeating Varian Rin in the Warlands for the first time. After bringing this book to Soridomi, it can be read on one of the artifact collection tables nearby. At first, the history is the same. The orcs came through the Dark Portal and destroyed Stormwind, but were eventually defeated at Blackrock Mountain and placed in internment camps. When the Plague of Undeath came, the orcs fled to Kalimdor. However, here is where the history changes. In the original, the city of Dalaran was destroyed when Arthas, the Lich King, attacked. In the Warlands, the Plague of Undeath was stopped at Dalaran. Afterwards, when the Alliance leadership attempted to sign a peace with the Horde, there was a revolution. The Alliance leadership were overthrown by those who wished to keep on fighting the Horde. The new Alliance leaders brought war to the Horde in Kalimdor, and the factions were renamed the Great Glorious Alliance and the Blood Horde, who, according to the book, wasted their resources stripping the land of Kalimdor to help with the war effort. Interestingly, in the Warlands, Varian Rin is the High King of the Great Glorious Alliance. In our world, the Alliance was led by King Terenas until Arthas killed his father and led his undead army in the Scourging of Lordaeron. When the new Alliance was formed under Varian Rin, it was in the honor and memory of the old Alliance. But in the Warlands, the old Alliance was overthrown. Rather than honor the memory of King Terenas, Varian must have led the revolution against him. Much of this book is rendered useless by the oil soaking it. You can see snippets here and there, but it will take a lot of time to sift any meaning out of them. However, you are able to read the final entry. Ever since the portal opened in the Black Morass, we've been fighting the Horde. First they took Stormwind, destroyed it, destroyed our people. Then we defeated them at Blackrock Mountain, tore their army to shreds and harried them until their accursed portal was destroyed. Then we had peace. Miserable, loathsome peace. People grew fat, indolent, boring. Parades were had, with ribbons. Ribbons! Why do they even exist? We threw the accursed orcs into camps, instead of executing them the way any reasonable person would. Finally, though, some action was had. A plague of undead started to rise, and the filthy orcs ran as we knew they would, tails between their legs, and sailed across the ocean. After the undead were stopped at Dalaran, the pathetic Alliance leadership countenanced peace. Peace! Ha! As if the Horde knows peace, as if they are not weaned on bloodshed and fed their young with the bones of their enemies. And so we rose, as we needed to, as was right. We overthrew the weak Alliance leaders and chased the Horde across the seas. But too late, they had insinuated their ways into the land, spread across it like a parasite. They renamed themselves Blood Horde. Fitting, given how easily they bleed. They chopped down the forests and dredged up the blessed oil to wage war. Foolishly, they wasted their resources, trying to fight the Great Glorious Alliance. We cannot be beaten. We are the inheritors of this world. Its resources are ours, and we will always be victorious. For the Great Glorious Alliance. Now, the second book is from the Blood Horde's perspective. While dealing with invaders from the Warlands during a time rift, it's possible to discover a blood-soaked book. As with the previous book, this item can be read after turning it into Soridomi. For the most part, the book confirms many of the details listed in the oil-soaked tome, though there are some contradictions. The land of Kalimdor is a wreck, with toxic soil and foul water, but this horde blames the Alliance, claiming they poisoned the land. The Alliance's revolution is mentioned, but the book claims it started because the Alliance had first failed to defeat the Horde. The book's author describes a horde that has been transformed by an endless need to fight for their survival against the Alliance's unyielding onslaught. Based on the vivid descriptions of being surrounded by corpses, most don't make it, but the ones who do are the strongest of the strong, though, considering the ranting of our blood, perhaps not entirely the sanest of the sane. There's a note of desperation about this book. The author is revealed to be dying, and the Blood Horde's plight in general seems doomed. Their land is poisoned, while the Great Glorious Alliance are attacking from the skies. We are the walkers in the wastes. We are the madness that remains. All that was once good and pure have been whirled away. Goodness is weakness. Only the strong survive. This land is ours. The soil is toxic. The water is foul. Poisonous fumes roll across a desiccated wasteland. The land is dying. but this land is ours, and we will die to defend it. My body is beaten and broken and bleeding, yet I am still standing. My quill is nearly dry, the ink is running out. I am surrounded by the corpses of those who dared to stand against me. The parchment is stained in blood and oil, but these words will tell you what we fight and die for. I will tell you, or die trying. Bow down and worship the mighty. Once a weak alliance tried to take it from us. No one remembers how it started, for that was long ago. Yet we remember everything we lost, every atrocity, every grudge, every betrayal. We remember. My parchment is soaked in oil and blood. I am surrounded by the corpses of those who dared to stand against me. When my inkwell runs dry, I will write my words in the blood of my foes. They hit, we hit back. We hit, they hit back. We never forget, and we never forgive. Our horde howls for their blood, feasting as we condemn the weak. They couldn't win against us, so they fought amongst themselves, blaming each other. Those who survived called themselves glorious, and they reformed in what they called the Glorious Alliance. And still we killed them, and still they lost. And the few who survived called themselves the Great and Glorious Alliance. And still we killed, and still they lost, and they took to the skies. They poisoned the land, our land. They looked down on us from their flying fortress. They rained death on us from the skies, and still they could not kill us, for the strongest survive. We spill the blood of the weak, for the blood is what we seek. Blood, blood, blood. Witness my words, heroes of the Blood Horde. We mask our face and ride our machines through poisonous lands. We ride where we will and kill as we please. The Blood Horde will stand on a mountain of their skulls. We will wade through an ocean of their blood, every drop spilled as a testament to our strength. Blood, my brothers, blood, my sisters, blood, all who dwell between. Blood, blood, blood! Scream at the hateful heavens. They hide in the sky, but they cannot hide from our sight. We take an eye for an eye, and from what I can see, we need to take more eyes. Am I dying? Is this death? I can see the poison land we have conquered. The land is ours. We rule the wasteland. The war will not end, not until there are no more eyes to witness. My death is nigh. Blood, blood, blood. The Blood Horde will avenge. Taking eyes until there are no more eyes left to witness? Well, it's true. One quirk of the Warlands timeline that I noticed when I was researching this history is that almost every NPC is wearing an eye patch. A true look at a world where everyone makes sure to get an eye for an eye.